There we go. Hi, everyone. How are you doing today? Thank you for those who are able to join me today on Facebook or on Instagram. And today I want to talk to you about something which we all, hello, hi, Casey. Oh, hi. So I want to talk to you about something that we all experience, if not every single moment of the day, but we have it, like it invades us every day. So I'm going to talk about fear. Well, fear is an acronym. It's FEAR. F stands for fantasized, E stands for experiences, A stands for appearing, and R stands for real. So fear is fantasized experiences appearing real. So what do I mean by that? Is that we as kids and as babies were born with only two fears. The fear of falling down and the fear of loud noise. So only this. We're only born with two fears: loud noise and falling down. Any other fear that you experience in your life, namely the main six of them, which Napoleon Hill mentioned to us in his great book, Think and Grow Rich, are these: fear of poverty, fear of old age, fear of criticism, people judging you, fear of losing the one that you love, fear of death. Any other fear is created, self-created. It's not real. Okay? How did we get there? We get there through limiting beliefs from well-meaning people who planted it in our subconscious mind as kids. So you don't have real fears except of falling down and loud noise. That's what you were born with. Other than that is self-created. Okay? And what is actually the root of fear? The root of fear is that I believe in the negative. Like I assume the worst case scenario is going to happen, and then I start to imagine that and what's going to happen next, and this creates for me an anxiety. Okay, so I'm just imagining the worst case scenario. Thank you for those who are joining me. Sorry, I cannot see the names, but I'm so happy that you were able to make it. All right. So, like example, see yourself, you want to try something new. And because kids are not born like that, and you were a kid one day, right? So when we were born, we had no these fears. We were going for what we want. We try things, we experiment, we know the goal, and we work towards it. We didn't know how it's going to happen, but we trusted ourselves. That's the trust and the confidence that you were born with. Hi, Rania. Okay. So this is what we were born with. Anything else was planted in us. It's not ours. It's not ours. So if I want to try to do something new, people just scare themselves because it's not an event that they want to try or the new thing they want to learn. It's not because of that. It's because of the criticism. They are scared to be criticized. They are scared to be judged. People will tell them, you see, we told you not to do that. So it's what they associate with the consequences that stops them from trying. Okay? So it's not the event itself. Anything that you try, it's not like we have to reframe honestly our relation to fear and our relation to failure. I mean, when you are so scared, fear of rejection, nobody. Hi, Hania, thank you for joining me. Nobody, I'm saying it many times, can reject you unless you reject yourself first. Okay, so bear this, engrave it in your mind. Nobody can reject me unless I reject myself first. Okay, and I have a great story to share with this. Like, Jack Canfield is a very well-known author. He's now one of the richest success coaches worldwide. He's known definitely, and he has the Chicken Soup for the Soul book series. This guy, when he started writing his book, he was rejected from 144 publishers. 144 publishers. If you try something and one person rejects you, you might say, I'm not gonna, it's not for me. This is not the right thing for me. So you see how persistence took him there, and what kind of mentality you should have in order to face these rejections. When somebody rejects you, say, oh, thank you. And people will be bogged down. What do you mean by thank you? Thank you because every no is taking me closer to the yes. So if I ask Casey for something and she said no, then I would tell her, thank you so much. No, because I know that Rania may say no, Hanya may say no, but like this is taking me closer to the yes. And usually people give up when they are just like one more person to ask, and it's done. So nobody rejects you until you reject yourself. Another thing, people are afraid of judgment. Well, honestly, nobody is thinking that much about you. We think that people are thinking all the time about us. This is not happening. This is in your imagination. Okay? They are not, they have other stuff to care about. So, like, if you are afraid, for example, if you were dancing as a kid and people were making fun of how you dance and that you're not a good dancer, you always have the image in your mind that I'm a bad dancer and people will laugh at me. So you don't even try it. You don't enjoy it. I love when they say like dance as if no one is watching. Oh, thank you, Casey. You told me no. Thank you. So I'm closer to my yes now. That's so cute. All right. So we reject ourselves first. So be careful. It's your self-talk. Don't be scared to try something new. Don't be scared to ask for what you want. Because if you don't ask for it, you already are like, it's a no. You did not even try. Okay? So the basic fear that we were born with was falling down, was loud noise. Anything other than that is self-created. Please reject rejection and don't be scared to try new things, okay? And some people are afraid. You sabotage yourself with the fearful thoughts. Someone would say like, okay, if I become too successful, I won't have time for my loved ones and they will just like be so sad. And, like you start to build this negative images. Whereas if you are successful, think about it. Well, you are going to inspire your loved ones. You're going to afford for them stuff that you wouldn't be as like a failure, like you categorize yourself like that. Okay, so it's all fantasized imagination. Fantasized fear is fantasized experiences or imagination appearing real to you. So how about a tool that helps you to ground this fear and to just kick it out? Kick it out. When you start to doubt yourself, just say, when you get somebody call you on the mobile and you want to do a reject, you don't want to take the call, just imagine that, like say, cancel. I'm canceling it. Cancel. This idea that you cannot do it. Whom do you think you are? You're going to fail. People will laugh at you. Just say, cancel. I mean, like, yeah, we talk to ourselves all the time. So let's learn how to talk positively to ourselves, to our negative mind chatter. Okay. Another thing, you can just say, okay, thank you for sharing. What does that mean? Like I'm saying, like it's an opinion, but it's not the truth. Imagine most of our self-image about ourselves, how we see ourselves, we got it from how people see us. So it's from their opinion. So even the image that we have about ourselves is from others' opinions. Maybe when you were little, they were telling you, oh, you're so slow to understand. Or your nose is too fat or too big. Or you're too tall, you cannot be a ballerina. Whatever they were telling you. So that was their opinion. You impressed it on you, you lived with it, and this is how you created your self-image. And you know what? We cannot outperform our self-image. We cannot outperform our self-image. It's like we're boxed in there. So we have to stretch out of this. It's all limiting beliefs. I had a talk with some, like I usually talk, lots of parents come and ask me about their kids. And one of the things that I really am not in support of at all, when we tell children, you have learning disabilities. Like this is like killing any creativity in themselves. When you tell them that, you just like they don't trust themselves. They go with like, I have learning disabilities, so I cannot learn. Like, would it make sense to you when I tell you that Thomas Edison was kicked out of school because he's stupid? Einstein was not able to read or write until he was 10 or 9. Oprah Winfrey was fired because she cannot carry on a good interview in her first job, the richest woman in the world right now. Bill Gates, like, he dropped school, but like, look where he is right now. He had a vision. Don't tell kids learning disabilities word, please. Tell them it's learning differences. They learn in a different style. It's not one fits all. Like, because it touches my heart, honestly, when I see the kids, how they just repeat what you have been telling them. And you were telling them that because you did not understand. You don't mean to like hurt your kids. Like, I'm sure you did not mean, oh, hi, Salwa, I didn't see you here. Could you please, what do you mean by limited belief? We were born with, are we born with built-in beliefs? Do you mean what comes in our gene? Oh, okay, I will explain about that. Sorry, thank you for the question, Salwa. That's a great one. So the belief, whatever the self-image, Salwa, and the beliefs that we have about ourselves, they start to form since the moment of conception, like mom and dad. And then we had 50% from mom, 50% from dad. And from that moment of conception, even when you were still in your mom's uterus, you were listening to everything and you had with it whatever they believed in. And guess what? Their beliefs were planted from their parents and from their parents. And it goes back to infinity. So whatever beliefs you're living with right now, you have to question it. Is this helping me or is this like taking me down? Is this for me or is it against me? You have to question it. It's your life now. We're not in a place, I always say, we're not here to blame them and to make them feel guilty and point our finger at them. Not at all. They did the best they knew at their level of awareness. If they knew better, they would have done better. But they didn't know. Like now, when I was talking about when we tell kids you have a learning disability, you cannot focus, you cannot do that. If you keep on saying that while you're doing this because somebody with authority told you that your child is diagnosed with these disabilities. Guess what? There was a child who was diagnosed, like, that was a long time ago, with, he has several learning disabilities. And this kid rejected himself. And his parents were not expecting much from him because of this label that was put on him. When this kid started to learn, like thanks to having a mindful mom who was concerned and always working on making herself better, attending seminars, working with mentors, and understanding the power of the mind. And he attended with her once, and he knew like how the mind works and how these beliefs like affected how he feel about himself and the actions that he takes. Guess what? This child, after a few years, he became a goal setter. He was offered several scholarships, not one. He was in Canada, by the way. And he was the lead in his college. Like when he changed the self-image, which he formed according to the beliefs of what was told to him. See, this is very powerful stuff. Like learning about how our mind works is very interesting. Understanding where our limiting belief came from is very interesting. We're not here to honestly condemn them. We're here to understand so we have a better life for us and for our beloved ones. Okay, because imagine this, like when I was telling you about Oprah, if she was rejected and fired because she cannot carry a good interview, if she didn't have the belief in herself that she can do better, she would never have survived that. Lots of people quit like halfway and they are honestly closer to where they think they are going. That we cannot outperform our self-image. And in my experiential workshop, I would divide people into two groups. One of them would be the Seagull and the other of them would be the Jackhammer. Like they imagine that. And if I say, if you are a seagull, and close your eyes and feel like a seagull, and then I ask them to see the, like, now I want you while like feeling like a seagull floating peacefully. Now get the, like, act like a jackhammer. Jackhammer, is the machine that people used to dig in the streets when they are building new roads. So they feel like they look like drunk, or like they're out of balance. And some people, well, this is impossible. I cannot, I see myself as a seagull, and then I start to act as a jackhammer. This is so confusing. And this is what happens in the mind. When you have two conflicting pictures, you want to do something and your self-image is telling you you cannot. All right. I hope this answers your question, Salwa. All right. And thank you. That was a great one. All right. So just what I want you to share with you, whenever you are attacked by your fears, remember that fear is fantasized experience appearing real. It's self-created. And we cannot, you have to go through it. It does involve a lot of work. I do understand. It's not like I'm going to tell you, don't be scared and you won't be scared. No, it comes from understanding. It comes from a lot of work that you invest time in yourself and money in yourself so you can grow, because the results will be like exponential. You wouldn't believe what you can do. Nobody of us, like science has proved, that we only perform whatever you have achieved in your life right now is nothing compared to what you can achieve. You shouldn't question, like, can I do this or can't I do this? Because our potential is unlimited. We're spiritual beings. It's unlimited. The limits you have are the limits that you have imposed on yourself. If you need to question, hi, my Naman, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Thank you for joining us. Hi. So that's what I mean, guys. Don't give in to what you have been told that's you. And I will do something very fun with you now. If you are still with me, join me. I want you to just put your fingers like attach them like this, okay? Tangle them together, okay? Who has the right thumb on top? Who has the right thumb on top? If you have the right thumb on top, these are the thinkers, okay? If you have the left thumb on top, these are the more attractive people. Okay, so let's do something else. Let's try to okay, if you had them, I want you to move it one notch up so that the one which usually had the left on top will go right first, and the one that had the right will go left first. Okay, how does this make you feel when you just move it up one? You see, I moved it here, one notch. Okay, now I switched. How does it feel? Oh yeah, uncomfortable, right? It feels uncomfortable. You know why? Because it's a habit for you to have the other one. Okay, let's untangle them and go straight to where you were, like the regular one. And then people would be like, oh, it's just the habit. You feel comfortable with it. But if you start to put the nudge up one more, like up, and you stay there for 10 seconds, after a while, yeah, I see. Thank you, Casey, different. Because it's exactly the concept of the habit. When you start to do something different, you will feel awkward, you will feel uncomfortable. But maybe this habit that you're going to develop is the one that you need in order to reach your goal. Okay, so now when you try to do that, and if you stay in this position for a while, for 10 seconds maybe, and then you start it's okay, you'll get used to it. So we're creatures of habit. If you want to create something really different, you have to do something different. It has to be from you. So it could be a belief I'm telling myself. It could be a limiting idea I have about my potential. As long as I live with it, I cannot outperform my self-image. Don't be scared to take action and take risks. Because if you don't take it, it's very sad if people who spend their life, and sometimes, guys, don't you have an idea and then you say somebody else would do it and you did not take action on it, right? It happened to you before, I'm sure, right? So, and then you say, oh, that was my idea. I wanted to do that. So who stopped you? You stopping yourself. Take risks. It's not bad. Successful people take risks. Successful people have reframed fear. They made it their friend. If I'm scared or feeling uncomfortable, it means I'm stretching, I'm growing. Something better is happening in my life. And this is a good sign. If you're always feeling comfortable, okay, if you're always feeling comfortable, that's not good. You're not growing. So I know it might not be the best feeling in the beginning, but you're growing, you're stretching, you're getting you're being a better version of you. You're developing new habits, new yeah, that will take you to a different whole level. Up till now, you have only performed from 5 to less than 10% of your potential. Imagine if you started performing with 40% of your potential, 50% of your potential. What would be your results like? So these are really ideas worth sharing that I love to share with you. And I'm so grateful for whoever is joining me today. I can see some of your names, not all of your names, but I'm super happy to be with you. And please, if you have any questions, just send it to me. I love to answer your questions. I even build videos on them if like it was going to help you and answer your question. So I wish you all a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me and see you soon. Bye-bye.